welcome back to another one of my Minecraft videos. Uh, Today we'll be going over part 1 of train station that I've been working on. Before I start, I'd like to mention that this is a World War II Germanic theme map, and I do not endorse anything that the NSD AP did. And so anyway, this here is the train station I've been working on. It's still not complete. It's basically just a mirror from left to right. This is on Xbox, so it takes a while to do it since the structure blocks have a limit. And so you'll see a bunch of the structure blocks marked by all these light columns, so I don't lose track of where they're at. But I've been working on this for a while, still not even halfway done. This front section is pretty much the only part that is relatively done. As you can see there's the entrance. Sorry for the mic. The mic is very crappy, but still trying to decide on certain design elements, such as do I want the swastika or do I want the Balkenkreuz adorning the domed glass area here. And then same with this section here. I haven't come up with the actual design because I'm trying to make it different than this here while still keeping the same color scheme and general layout. Despite saying that, however, I know I do have this section completely different in terms of window style than I do over there. And I don't really do much planning when doing these builds. The most I might do is planning archways or just outlining things of where it's going to be in wool, as you can kind of see here with this is going to be the front part. If you've seen my previous videos, this is the road leading to the parade ground and some other stuff over that way. As well as with the lack of planning on my part, there's some different elements that kind of contradict each other, such as this front pillar is kind of a weird shape, and part of the non-planning you can kind of see there's a result of that and just improvising, versus this round type column with more of a egg-shaped type dome. All of this I grabbed on my came up with on my own. The only things I've looked to YouTube for just for inspiration or design elements was this type of tower here. This one was just more or less a direct copy, just adding my own color scheme to it. The statue was kind of taken from someone else on YouTube, however I upgraded it so it was bigger and it had more color, because the one I used on YouTube was more using these bronze colored blocks, and I didn't really like that, nor did it go well with all the other intricate colors I was doing. So I just upgraded it to my own design that way. Added glow frames with golden eyes, as well as when I did this, added horse's tail and that horse mane in the banners and wool carpet there. And then for this, just 3 soldiers holding swords, one's holding it out. And I would have had them all be right-handed, however, when looking from afar, it wouldn't have looked as nice due to it not being symmetrical. So I decided just to have them alternating hands regardless. And then for the statues, obviously with the pillars with everything still being under construction and being copied and pasted more or less. The issue with structure blocks, you'll see a bunch of these trapdoors not being flush with the lights as you see on the original tower I used. So, but when I finish everything, I will go back and fix that. That's enough for the exterior part. We'll go to the interior of what's being worked on. Obviously, this part's still all a work in progress. The beams are the same. These beams on this side are a bit shorter than the beams on this side. The dome is not complete yet. those golden areas are going to have some type of design in them. Haven't figured out what type of design, but that's still all just a work in progress for that. And then I'll show you over this way. Also, with the lack of planning, I kind of screwed up and had these even numbers for the train platforms. So there's really, it's hard to do things such as lampposts and stuff without making it look awkward. I'll try to kind of give a above view. And those green numbers are for the different rail cars that I have in terms of design and color schemes. They're all based off of someone I found on YouTube. However, I upgraded them to make them more intricate and more colorful. And obviously it's also not complete in that sense since there's only one train. I know I do have different variants of trains I've been working on too that I'll eventually add, but I haven't changed this track system either because this was just a temporary hold since this kind of all goes together pretty quick out there. But the train is pretty much, it's just taken, upgraded to my color schemes and everything. So it's more intricate and using the 1.8 block. Sorry if there's any buzzing, that's again my crappy mic. But I'll show this flooring here. So I tried to use a mixture of both the swastikas and the Balkenkreuzes in my design. So you'll see here, try not to overdo it. So I use the Balkenkreuz design for the chandeliers and then kind of the swastika as a centerpiece. And the chandeliers are kind of boxy, and so that's the lanterns kind of help reduce that boxy look in terms of them being more in a pointed shape. In regards to the train cars, I'll start with number 1 here. So number 1 more or less the same, just some different. This one's more of a orange based, this one's more of a blue based for exterior design. Some of the switch on the top for each one, so even though they're pretty much the same color scheme, you can see that trapdoors are slightly different colors. And all the interiors for all these have the same layout, so you have a step here, you have interior, and more or less you have the terracotta blocks where all the trapdoors would be on the exterior. Won't go through every single one, but I know that some of these are the same in terms of color. So that's number 2, and then if we go to number 3, actually we'll just go to 4. But anyway, if you see my friend there, he hasn't helped at all in this. He has his own little section of this world, so he's more or less irrelevant in this. And then in train cars, you'll see that above each entrance and doorway, I have at a different type of block to kind of help find it when down the line. In between the cars, it's kind of same thing. Or just having that over it. And then with the tracks, you see a lot of different designs, and so the design I decided to go with was having railroad ties that look like they've just been replaced versus ones that have been there longer, hence why the color variety. Made sure that it wasn't the exact same on each of these tracks, so just another additional detail in that sense. Here's another type of railcar variant here with the gold. Yeah, not too much. And then I'll make sure I show this at night as well, once I finish with the rail cars here. And then I have a darker blue. Yeah, sorry for the mic. Kind of being highlighted by the terracotta underneath those trapdoors. Nothing too much. But those are pretty much all relatively the same. And then we'll show this at night here. So I tried to keep the lighting as natural as possible. Obviously, with there currently being no not light pillars, lamp posts or anything in the center or benches. Kind of had to go with all the lighting on the bottom parts. So I do have the bottom parts here, so the ladders are in case someone falls on the track, can't get back up type thing. The lighting is all underneath, and painstakingly added other detailed colors underneath as well. Kind of see there. I believe it's the same on all sides. Yeah, okay. And just trying to integrate the lighting into the floor as well. Portions light up, such as the swastika. You can see, I know I have the mushroom light blocks all around in the circle to help illuminate the swastika more. And that's kind of going to be the same for up there. Kind of see I did it with the Balkenkreuzes already, and for the swastika that I'm guessing will be on top, I still haven't decided whether or not it's going to be that or the Kreuz on top, but it will be integrated into the solid black design. As you can see, that's not glass, that's I believe coal blocks here. I'll come up with something to try to put lighting in here so this is up for propaganda purposes. So if we go to the exterior portion of this, kind of see how it's all lit up from there. Again, still work in progress. There's some dark areas, such as what you can see where the cursor is right there. I'm still a bit dark on the exterior. I'll probably end up trying to figure out how to light up that. Towers aren't full. And for the Reichsadler, you can kind of see how I have it lit up around the swastika itself and the wreath, and then going into the eagle itself. Have the lights that are underneath these half slabs that help illuminate the head, and then for the head, use the stalagmites or whatever one to help with define the beak. And I think it all goes pretty well. And yes, it's a bit complex and maybe a bit too much at times, especially for these side portions that don't really go well together. This is what it started off with. It started off with all just glass, and it didn't. If you had that there, it didn't connect very well due to that white center line that you can kind of see going across. And I didn't want to make it too linear either. So I tried to break up the shape and help draw the colors across by doing that there. And when I'm saying so, everything wouldn't be a straight line as this. So I guess even though I screwed up on this, kind of helped it so it wasn't completely linear. So it just helps define it a little bit more, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty much it for the train station. It's just a bit, obviously still under construction here. And then for viewing it as a map from above, do have, in case anyone's curious on what this looks like from above. This is more or less updated close or fairly recently. Nothing too spectacular. That's pretty much it for the train station here. One bonus part I will add is that there was a shooting range that I had mentioned in a previous video, and I don't think I showed it off properly. Obviously it's not anywhere near complete, but this is just a bonus thing that I was doing. Kind of having the range hop, having the watchtower being able to overlook. Again, this is one thing that I put on hold, haven't completed. You have your outhouses, first aid station, extremely lavish for any type of shooting range by far. But it's just, again, me overcomplicating everything and making it have to look decent. And then under here I was going to put the bleacher set for people to watch people doing the runs. Have silhouette targets with lights behind them, so if you shoot at them, light up. Have them at different angles too, so you might see that guy there but not here, and so on and so forth. But that was just a little extra bonus in regards to the train station here. The other end is going to be a mirror. The side that's on the far end is going to be a mirror of this. I'm just going to end up probably closing it off and walling it with some type of, I don't know if I'm going to do windows or if it's just going to be solid wall underneath here, since the trains are only going to come out through this side. But other than that, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. And it might be a few months or longer before I get another video up, since I don't have much time to work on this, and as well as I play other games too, so yeah, it's probably going to be a while for that. But anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next time.